Disclaimer. At Two Addicts and a Moron, we discuss personal stories of addiction with the intention of being educational, relatable, and inspirational. The views and experiences shared are those of individuals involved, are not meant to glorify or condone any illegal or harmful behavior. This content is for educational purposes only and is not intended as professional advice. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, we strongly encourage you seek help from a qualified professional or support service. All right. Well, we are back to another episode of Two Addicts and a Moron. Missed you guys. Sorry, we're having to take some breaks because I'm a fucking dad.
That's okay.
As an active ass son, rolling all over the place.
And we're looking for sponsors.
Yeah.
So
you want to, we'll throw a little advertising with us two charming gentlemen, and you know what I'm
I've
talking
done
about.
pretty much everything for drugs. So if you want to sponsor us, I will probably do anything on video.
And I still drink. So Tito's Vodka, if you're out there, please.
Terrible.
Yeah, I'm a whiskey guy. Fucking, Woodford Reserve. We'll figure it out. Well, been a while. We got a very special guest. It's been a long time coming.
Yes.
A long time coming. She is also one of the busiest human beings on the face of the planet. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Alicia, everybody. Hey.
I'm happy to be here. It has been a long time coming.
Yeah, I mean, we had this plotted during our pickleball tournament where I had convinced you had a rule. Like
I wanted to wait 2 years.
Yeah.
And here I am.
Says every girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never happens.
Yeah. Yeah, they give in earlier than that. Either that or you just make it happen. You know what I mean?
All right, fuck it.
No. We were talking. You had this hard line in the sand. He was telling me, I was like, dude, just get Alicia. He was like, she's not coming on until 2 years. And I was like, I'll fucking talk to her. And I thought at the pickleball tournament, it was like, you just
that was close. 2 years was in June, and that was at the end of May. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And I knew that. And I was, and that's kind of what I said. I was like,
we're close
you're
enough.
close enough. Let's just go. But it ended up working out to where it's after your 2 years. So congratulations on making it 2 years, by the way. And sorry I wasn't there. But again,
it's okay.
Was
Mike
on-
was.
I wasn't. I showed up.
The Two Addicts and a Moron was well represented.
Yeah, we
in that
represented
room.
it.
Yeah, that was.
As long as one of us is there.
Yeah. So
Your mom recognized me.
My mom was on Zoom. Her little name said Mom. It was so cute.
So pretty.
She's like texting me during the meeting. She's like, what does HA stand for? It was heroin anonymous. She's like, what is HA? And then every person that shares, she'd be like, I'm major bawling. It was so sweet.
yeah,
It was really sweet. She was there.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, another momentous occasion that's creeping up on us too would be one's birthday.
Yeah, the big 3-0.
Yeah, you old hag.
Yeah.
You're
Tell me
just
about
over the hill.
I know. I can feel the back, the aches coming on.
My back's hurting right now.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, let me get in a good spot.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah,
we
I'm happy to
appreciate
be
you
here.
finally making that happen. So, I know how long you've been sober because it's 2 years.
2 years.
And a little bit of time past that. And I think you just let me know what your drug of choice was. Heroin?
No, I've actually never done heroin.
Okay.
That's just one of our favorite meetings. I've
Yeah.
never done it either. But that's
really?
No, but that's my favorite meeting to
Yeah,
go to.
yeah. I don't know. I just went there one night and then it just became my home group. But no, cocaine, Adderall, gambling. That was my
Gambling.
We're going to get into the gambling part.
Oh, yeah. I want to
The
talk about
gambling
that
is the
one.
biggest one.
Because that was a big
It was the biggest one.
Oh, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, Mike and I talk about it all the time. Yeah.
We actually should start a gambling anonymous meeting out here.
Yeah.
I don't think they
they're-
have but
They
one
have
or two.
one or two, but they're tiny.
But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like your gambling had a lot to do with your meth addiction, though.
100%.
It was one had something to do with the other there.
So well,
Yeah.
I would smoke meth all day,
yeah.
and I'd get bored in my house or
Right.
apartment, and then I would go to the strip club, and then they close at 2, and I'm like, well, I can either go home and try to sleep, but I got to be at work at 8, or I can go gamble till 7,
Yeah.
and then I don't have to worry about waking up late.
All right.
So yeah,
So that's exactly what I did. I didn't do one without the other.
Okay.
But financially, and as far as ruining my life, gambling's the one that took over.
That was the
That was the-
worst.
gambling took all my money for sure.
Yeah.
It took the most of my money.
God, that's wild.
Well, drugs come cheap once you're in it for a minute.
Yeah.
Like what you used to pay in the beginning, you're paying way less in the end because I know too many people to go to.
Yeah.
So if you're not gonna, well, I'll go get it over here.
Yeah.
I got options.
Yeah.
Really didn't. I just want some shit now.
I can't wait an hour.
So
Waiting for my check to deposit.
when would you say that your addiction started?
So I went to college and I drank like a normal alcoholic in college.
Yeah.
You know, I would get drunk, go to school the next day, and graduated no problem. And then I graduated college. My brother was a pretty big heroin addict my whole life. My dad was an alcoholic, gamblers in my family. So I was anti-drug big time. Didn't smoke weed, didn't do anything. And then I graduated college and got into a toxic relationship, and that's when it started. I got introduced to cocaine, got introduced to gambling, and then it turned into me doing coke by myself. And yeah, so pretty much when I was 25 maybe, and the whole time I did drugs and gambled, no one knew. I lived a double life for 5.5 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
And you're 30, so
24 maybe.
yeah. Okay. So out of college, drinking kind of normally. Where'd you go to college?
Michigan State.
All right.
Yeah.
Go green.
Go
the
white.
Spartans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Fancy.
Yeah, I went to Michigan State and I worked in college. I was a really good kid. You know, I partied, but I got up for work, got up for school. I was involved. I worked for the Alumni Association, so I got Sparty dressed before the games.
Nice.
Went to all the sporting events. Yeah, I had the time of my life, and then I graduated, got an apartment, got a job, got a car, did all the cool things that you do, and then everything just started going downhill. You know?
Damn.
Yeah, and then COVID hit, and everything really went downhill. And yeah, it just went on.
All right. So when would you say like it got away from you? Like, you know, the party, because like college and drinking is like synonymous.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, for sure, especially at Michigan State.
I think you say you go to any college town, at least the ones that I've been to, you're the biggest party school on the planet.
Yeah.
And it's like University of Texas, Texas State,
Every one of us says
Michigan
that.
State. I'm sure you go to
all the
Acorn
community
State.
colleges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the junior colleges. This is the fucking spot right here.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, dude, you're in the middle of the fucking woods. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I get it. All right.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's kind of a synonymous thing where
Yeah.
you're just drinking heavily and having to wake up hungover and do the classes and stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So would you identify as an alcoholic?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But you know, like the big book talks about, like sometimes you start out as a moderate drinker, which is exactly what happened with me. Because of my brother, I had seen him throughout my whole life in addiction, and I was so anti everything. My friends would be doing Molly and acid and smoking weed and taking Adderall and Coke, and I just was so anti everything. And so it wasn't really until, I mean, the gambling got pretty bad. I remember the first time I started gambling was before it was legal in Michigan. And so it was like a Vegas app that was like a slot machine. Actually, it started with Candy Crush, like buying lives.
Okay.
$25,000 in lives.
No fucking way.
You can gamble on Candy Crush?
No, you weren't gambling. You were just playing the Candy Crush game.
Oh, okay.
But when you're doing like a ton of Coke or Adderall and you're just sitting there, I'm on my balcony,
Yeah.
like my dog's
Wired.
sitting there, and I'm just like, you know. So I
I
started
need more
with
lives. I need more lives.
Yeah, so I started with this Vegas app that you couldn't win money. It was like a fake slot machine.
Yeah.
And so I started doing that, and then I remember I was completely doing it by myself. I would hit up the guy that I knew that did coke. He was a good friend of mine, but I would always tell him like, hey, you know, my friends are in town and they want this, and then it would be for my friends. But then I eventually started doing it alone, which is when it got really bad. And I was sitting there for hours and hours and hours. You know, I was getting 90 pounds I was at one point. And then I was losing everything. I stopped paying my bills. And finally I reached out to my mom because my brother had just overdosed twice. So I was like, I can't tell her I'm doing coke, you know? So I told her I had a gambling problem. And she was a gambler. She's a gambler too, but not to the extent of having a problem. She just likes to gamble. So I told her I had a problem. I moved. I was like, I'm going to move to the other side of the state, which is another thing they talk about in AA. Is like people they change their places, their relationships, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where. You can drop me off in fucking Boise, Idaho
Yeah.
during my addiction, and I will find meth within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I have no doubt about it.
Yeah. And that's the delusion that people have is like, if I just move to the
Just
other
gotta
side of the
move away.
state. Yeah. And that's exactly what I did is I was like, I'm going to move to the other side of the state. And I moved and then I got prescribed Adderall. And I had a big problem with my bank. There was like this scam. They were holding my money. So I had no money to my name and I started doing Adderall and started doing DoorDash, Instacart because they were holding my money. I had to make some money really quick. And then it just got out of hand. I was doing enough Adderall to where it was basically meth, you know?
Well, Adderall is meth, right?
Yeah, I think it's like
It's
one.
amphetamine and methamphetamine. So
Okay.
it's like one fucking whatever away.
Yeah, my ignorant ass.
It's
like
pretty. I mean, it's pretty. Look, if you do enough of it, you're tweaking.
Yeah, you're like full
Right?
blown
Yeah,
psychosis,
you're-
which
no,
is what I
I've
was.
done it before. Like I've tried it. You know, not feeling good in the morning, and they're like, "Take one of these." Like
Yeah.
a buddy of mine's like, "Here, man," and I was like, I mean, I was zombied out. Like I felt like on Adderall, at least for me, it like whatever is the soul. That like whatever is Joey, like it just like
He's just gone.
it was just like up there looking down on me, like just fucking like
Yeah.
I fucking read everything right now, you know. Like I was like I don't want to do this shit anymore.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
Yeah.
so
But you take so many of them, like I was, because usually they last a while, and that's how people take them is they take them and it lasts them all day. But you take so
They're
many.
time released. Most of them, right?
Yeah, but if you keep popping them, you're just like so wired. But when you have a gambling addiction, you're sitting there and you're just like glued to the game, just like you said about reading. You're just glued to this for hours. And I was taking so much where I called the police on my phone one time because I thought someone broke into my phone. But really, it was just because I was on my phone for 4 days straight without looking up. I think that's what happened. And then I started seeing like the characters in my games in real time. And it was to a point where I was doing sports bets. I had,
dude,
this is.
I'm imagining you seeing the fucking Candy Crush
I'm
King,
not kidding.
like hanging out, like yeah, dude. So I mean, you want to help me out here? Or, like, what's the?
That's exactly how it was.
Sports
the
bets. Tell me
buffalo.
you were
You know
betting-
about the buffalo?
Yes. Tell me you were betting on sports you knew nothing about.
So, okay, first of all, this is my typical Friday night, and this sounds so bad. This was way worse than it's going to sound right now.
It always is.
So, okay, a Friday night I would go get White Castle. And mind you, like I have 1,000 friends I can call.
Yeah.
And I have no
What's
desire.
White Castle? Is that what you call Coke?
White Castle, no.
No, dude. White Castle's
It's a restaurant with little burgers. It's like a
Oh, okay.
It's a
it's
northern,
like a fast food
Oh,
North-
okay.
chain.
like a northern, like burger place. Like it's
Yeah, little
up
mini
there.
burgers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would go to White Castle. I didn't want to hang out with any of my friends. I had my family down the street from me. Didn't care about that. I would get White Castle and I would get on my phone and I would see what sports were going on. Usually it was basketball I was betting on. And I would bust out a whiteboard and I would just I had like 16 parlays going at once.
No fucking.
Swear to
Did
God.
you have a whiteboard in your fucking purse or some shit?
I did at that point.
Oh, okay.
I had whiteboards everywhere for
Dry
this
erase and
exact
shit?
reason.
Yeah.
And I would just write down all the parlays. And then I would go in an Excel grid and transfer those to an Excel grid. This is what the Adderall is doing to me at this point. And
No shit.
then I would pull up my phone because I didn't have cable. And there'd be 15 games going on at once. And I would pull up the games and just have ESPN play-by-plays. And I would check mark if Steph Curry got a 3. Check mark, check mark, check mark. And then I would just go through all the tabs, ESPN. And I'm doing all the sports betting like a psychopath.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, I'm doing table tennis, which you better believe I don't know what that is.
You're betting on table tennis?
That's
Fucking
all
ping
that was
pong.
on. I mean, you got to learn soccer at some point, like no matter what sport it was.
Only
my
reason table
God.
tennis, that's because it was in China. And they're fucking, it's
a different time zone.
12
yeah.
hours away.
Yeah.
12 hours difference. So you're betting on ping pong.
I'm betting on anything. Yeah. So
Now,
then
what are the people that are watching you do this? Like the fucking servers at the restaurant that you're at or whatever?
No, I was on my phone in my apartment alone.
Oh, okay. Well, that's better.
What did
Yeah.
Candy Crush King think about what you were doing, like when he was there in real time?
That guy seemed to disappear during those moments.
Even he was like, fucking
It was when I ran out of money that he was coming back. Like, come on, just a couple more.
Man. Dude, that's insane.
Yeah, it was wild. It was. I mean, it sounds like a fun thing at the time, but it was dark.
So
It was real dark.
here's the funny for me, and I know that you're going to relate to this. I used to think that I could find the glitches in the games and like fucking, I figured it out finally. Right?
Yeah.
I got to fucking, like once I
If I
killed,
just exit out of here,
I
and-
exit
yeah,
out and
yeah.
go back in or fucking switch over and then come back. I would think like I have this whole thing figured out
Yeah.
because it worked one fucking time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I found it. And then fucking before you know it, I'm fucking just losing money. Like, and it's insane how fast money goes.
Yeah, and that's the
Like-
thing is like I had a full-time job, making salary money, and I would get a 2-week paycheck to pay my bills, and instead I'd pay maybe 1 or 2 bills, and then I would just gamble the rest, and then I would go do Instacart, DoorDash with my laptop in my front seat, working from my car, making another salary, working all day doing DoorDash because I need to make up for my bills, to make up for my gambling, and it was just like a constant. I was working probably 100 hours a week, and I still didn't have my bills paid.
But the
my
gambling-
family's like, "What the hell's going on?" I'm like, "Oh, just stressed out about money." No one knew what was going on. It
So,
was dark.
I mean, she sounds like way more of an impulsive gambler than you.
Yeah, she
That
she took it
sounds
to a
like
different level
that.
because she's probably way smarter than me. Like she knows how to
Well-
do Excel.
Well, yeah.
Like fucking.
I think that's just being organized. Like that's all
she
that
knows how to do
is.
Excel. I don't know how to. Do you,
All
you know
that
how to
is
do the
being
variations
organized.
and all that
Yeah.
bullshit? See, she's way smarter than me.
But
So the Adderall with her smartness probably fucked her up even worse because like you're gonna really overthink a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'm not a big overthinker. I'm like, if I put another $200 in, I'm probably gonna win.
Yeah.
that's as overthinking as I go.
Yeah, but as a gambling, that's the other thing is that as a gambling addict, you don't care about the money. For me, it's literally like I remember what really put me in treatment. It was I won this huge amount of money off of like $75 in free play they gave me, like almost $100,000, and I
holy
put
shit.
it all back into the casino because when you win that money, the weird thing about the gambling is that you don't care what's in front of you. When you win that money, you're like, all I want to do is gamble, And it's like so sick because there's all these things you want to buy, like house, car, and you don't want any of that. You just
Yeah.
want to keep gambling.
especially when you've lost all of it.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, if only I could hit 20 grand. And then
yeah.
you hit 20 grand and you don't fucking cash out at all.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't, fuck, if I can hit 20, I can do 40.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
the mentality. I never cashed out.
Yeah.
I literally
didn't either.
I remember I was up 41,000 one time and I cashed out 1,100 of it.
Yeah.
I spent 40,000 back because I was like, I'm going to get this bitch to 100 grand. I figured out this game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then there were so many times where I was up 20,000, 15,000,
Yeah.
10,000. And when they started making it where you can play it on your phone, because the days that I had my daughter, I couldn't go play. But when they started making it where there's a mobile app where I can play while I have my daughter, oh fuck,
Game over.
game over.
Yeah.
Okay, and I can cash app you the money to put on my account for me.
And
Oh,
it's instant withdrawal, instant deposit. So
Yeah.
it's like, well, if I lose all my money, I can instantly withdraw if I win,
yeah.
And then you win all your rent money back that you just lost and you don't care. You want to keep going. You know?
Yeah.
It's COVID. They can't kick us out anyway.
That was a thought.
Oh, I didn't pay my rent for a minute.
Yeah.
They literally had me sign something to where I was behind like 9 months. And like here in Texas, they couldn't kick you out. And they literally said, look, if you leave, we will not put this on your credit. We will not. And I was like, let me think about it for a month. And then I thought about it for a month, and then I finally left, so they couldn't put it on my credit.
Yeah.
But I hadn't paid in like 10 months. And I was working you know where we work.
Yeah,
I work
dude.
a fucking good job.
Yeah.
But people are always like, I did $400,000 in the last 4 years in gambling. That's what I spent.
Yeah.
And I know that's a lot of money. But when you think about it, if you're doing $200 a day, that's $72,000 a year.
Do you want to know how much I did in 9 months? Mm-hmm. I showed you this before. $2 million. Not that I deposited, but that I gambled. $2 million in 9 months.
So that's what she won and then turned back in. I don't
Yeah.
know how much. This is what I've lost. I don't know that number for me. They asked me one time, do you want me to print it out for you? And I said, fuck no.
Yeah. I had to for tax purposes, but $2 million. And I remember I was looking at this number I had to do with my therapist because I was terrified. This was like last year. And I looked at that number and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that is wild. Mm-hmm. You know?
$2 million.
$2 million.
You're
It's disgusting to think about, but
fucking
yeah.
30 years old, dude. That's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm 29, thanks. So.
Well, you're
Trying to push a year on
you
her.
know what I mean. Nah, I'm trying to push 2 weeks on you. Give me a fucking
Another
break,
year.
okay? Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
All
no,
right.
it's wild.
So it's safe to say that the gambling was definitely your thing,
Yeah.
for sure. How did you go to rehab for gambling, or was it kind of a conglomerate of all the things at once?
It was definitely a conglomerate. So at the very end, I had a landlord that assaulted me. He was this old Middle Eastern guy that he was not a great landlord, and I was behind on rent, and so he essentially was kicking me out, and I was so down bad at this point. My older brother, the heroin addict brother, thought that I was on meth, and
Kind of were.
yeah. So, but I wasn't. That's what I would
Yeah.
say. Like, you're crazy. What is meth?
Yeah.
So the landlord assaulted me. So I was going with my mom to buy security cameras for my apartment in case he tried to come over there, my landlord. And I remember, I tell this story in meetings all the time. I got into a fight with my mom and my brother on the phone. And we get to Walmart and I slam her door and I start walking home like a crazy person. This is like real down bad. I'm 85, 90 pounds and I'm walking home like a psycho. And my older brother pulls up next to me and he's like, get in the car. Like, come on. And I get in the car with him and I'm just bawling. He's shaking me and he's like, Alicia, like, you don't have to live like this soon anymore. And I think I shared about it when I picked up my chip recently, because at that point, like, I had no idea what that meant. I was so down bad, just high, gambling, had no money, I was so depressed, and everything was just a secret. I was living a double life. And
It's a lot of pressure too.
it was a lot of pressure. But the idea of rehab was like, no, I've never done heroin. I've never lived under a bridge. Like, what? I'm not an alcoholic. And so I decided at that point that I was going to look into rehab. And it was for, gambling, Adderall, Coke, all the things, shopping. I mean, once you're an addict, you're kind of an addict.
Yeah.
And so I looked into rehabs in Texas because I went to high school in Texas, and my
Where at?
dog in Hutto. Hutto High School. The Hippos.
Hippos.
Yeah, so I wanted to go to a treatment center that allowed my dog, and my treatment center that I chose was Recovery Unplugged. They're like a music-based treatment center, and you can bring your dog. So I called my mom. I'm like, hey, guess what I've been doing the last 5 years?
Yeah.
She was obviously devastated and shocked. And so I just packed up my stuff and drove, me and my dog, and my mom came with us to Texas. And we went to rehab.
What was your experience in rehab?
It was great. I mean, it was like a resort. We're getting free food.
I loved it.
I got to play basketball all day. I was working out. I had a clear mind. I had 3 months off of work. I told my work that what was happening, and it was great. Like, the thing is during rehab, it was wonderful. I had so much freedom to just like have a clear mind, which is something I hadn't done in months, and the first couple of days were rough. I was just bawling the whole time. I'm like, oh my gosh, like hearing these people's stories, because at first I'm like, they're going to think I'm, this like poser because I've never done heroin, and but then I start hearing all these people's feelings when they're high, and I'm like, I felt those things. And that's when you start to realize like alcohol, drugs are the solution, not the problem.
Yeah.
We all have the same problems. And so I went to rehab, and my program didn't teach you 12 steps at all. So I thought it was a great time. I felt really, really good. And then I got out, and I was just as bad as I was when I went in. So it wasn't until I started working the steps really that I felt a little bit of relief. But during rehab was great for me.
So did you get out and relapse pretty immediately?
No, I never relapsed.
Okay.
But I got pregnant
Okay.
2 weeks after I got out of treatment.
Oh, man.
So that was a wake-up call that definitely made me stay sober. And couldn't gamble. Can't gamble when you're about to have a baby and you're in a state alone. So, no, I didn't relapse, but I was definitely like in a dark spot, you know? And then I started going to meetings. Got a sponsor, Allie Fleming.
Yeah.
Love Allie. And then I just got really involved, and I stayed sober, but it was, in the beginning, it was really dark when I got out,
You still are super involved.
Oh, I'm 10 times more involved now than I was.
Yeah. So I want to talk about that because you'd been close with Mike for a little while.
Yeah.
And then I got to meet you. And then you kind of asked us to get involved with something that you were putting together.
Yeah.
And we did.
You sure did.
And it was a pickleball tournament
Yeah.
for Not a Glum Lot.
Yeah.
So talk about them. I want you to talk about that organization, how your involvement is, and, what you're doing with them, because it's pretty cool.
And then what it is that they do for others.
Yeah. So Not a Glum Lot is an organization started by Patrick Hensley, who's a pretty big guy in recovery.
Good guy.
Great guy. He owns a lot of sober living houses too, Hensley houses. But he started this organization because he wanted people to see that you can have fun in recovery for free. So essentially what it is there's I think 9 of us on the board right now, and each board member has a month, every few months, where they have to plan an event. And, we're about to do Quest ATX, like the big water park, outdoor water park. They do a big boat every year. They do a paintball, pickleball, whatever. And you choose your event, and then you set it up, call them, get sponsors for it. You guys were my sponsor, and ALR. And then you get a bunch of newcomers to come out and see that you can have fun in recovery. And for me, one of my dreams is to have an event planning company on the side. So this was like, when my friend Taylor asked me if I was interested in joining, I was like,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, this is right up my alley. So my first event was the pickleball tournament, and I had to find a sponsor. And of course I asked you guys, Mike has been my good friend for a while. And so you guys obviously came out. We had a much larger turnout than I expected, and I remember just sitting back watching, like being involved, but also sitting back watching these newcomers just have so much fun. And that feeling is like, this is probably why Patrick does this, is because every time he goes to an event, I'm sure he sees that. And that for me was like, I can put together this event that people, if they can stay sober one more day, they can see that they can go to a concert. We just went to a Katy Perry concert, had a girls trip to the Katy Perry concert.
Nice.
Yeah.
And these are things that you typically do, floating the river. We just did that. When's the last time you floated the river sober?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can't say that I ever have
Yeah.
floated
Don't
that
say
river
that I
of
ever
urine. Yeah, I call it the
never
river
would
of
have
urine.
back
It's
then.
just
Yeah.
like,
We're not
it's
bringing
like
beer.
30% water and mostly piss is what it is from the people just pissing in it. Anyway,
Yeah.
continue with your story. But yes, that is absolutely correct. Like,
Yeah.
Well, that's
yeah,
also
so,
a great thing for you too, to be able to see. Like, I always say, like, we have to be reminded of how it was, because when you get 2 years and 3 years and 5 years and 7 years and 10 years sober, you have to. That's why I think newcomer meetings are so important for people that have been in the program for a minute to go to,
yeah.
so that they can hear what it was like, and they're reminded what it was like from a brand new person.
Yeah.
Because some of those brand new people don't think they're going to make it to the next day.
Yeah.
And then whenever you're able to not only give them that opportunity to make it to a next day, it also helps you to be able to see and be reminded, man, that was me 2 years ago
Yeah.
or 18 months ago, whenever it was,
Yeah. That's why sponsorship for me is so big too. Like working with a sponsee, they're helping me out just as much as I'm helping them. And that's what all these people coming to these events are like, you guys have no idea how much this is helping me, And now that I know that people enjoy these things and they can see like, these are things that I used to do when I was drinking that I can do sober and every time we go somewhere, everyone's like, man, you guys hit happy hour before this. And we're like, we're actually the sober ones, just because we're rowdy and we're so happy to be alive.
Right.
And you go through this program and you see so many people every week. It seems like someone's dying, and it's a real thing. And so when we have an event and all 78 people that RSVP'd for that river show up, you're like, every one of you guys looked forward to this event and you stayed sober for this event.
Yeah.
Well, if they were high, they would have never showed up or on time if they did.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's real important what you're doing because as the normie guy and kind of that outlier to all these events, watching, even for me, seeing that you can have a really good time and be surrounded by a group of people having a really good time and nobody's fucked up.
Yeah.
Or nobody's having a drink or nobody's
fighting.
Yeah, nobody's having a drug.
It's a big deal.
It's a really big deal. And I could see very easily for someone who's new in recovery, being how eye-opening that would be. I mean, if it's that eye-opening for me, for them, they got to be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This is fucking cool. Like, I can actually do this. So big up to you and that board and Not a Glum Lot. We were really excited to be a part of that.
And we will sponsor you anytime.
Yeah.
So what's funny, y'all were doing another event, and I was like, hey, do y'all need sponsors? And Alicia's like, look, I'm going to keep y'all in my back pocket as my sponsor. Let these other guys and girls figure out their own shit. But I'm going to keep y'all in my back pocket. Y'all are my sponsor.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Well, you guys did my first event. Like it has to be an ongoing thing now.
But we're in it. We're
we also on top of Not a Glum Lot, like there's so many, because when I got out, like all the people from my treatment center relapsed. Every single one of them. I was the only one that stayed sober.
How many people were in your treatment center?
Well, I did like 4-5 months of it, and so over time, all the people that I met, it was probably around 70 people.
Really?
And they all relapsed. And so I'm in Austin. I get pregnant with my rehab romance, mind you.
Yeah.
I go to rehab and I fall in love.
That's why I couldn't have went to a co-ed one. There's no way.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, looking back, So I'm pregnant. I have no friends because everybody relapsed. Those are my only friends in Texas. I have no family and I have a lease. And I'm thinking like, I'm either going to have to move back to Michigan to raise this baby or I'm going to have to stay here and figure it out until my lease is up. And so the first thing I do is go to Club 101 and which is a meeting and or meeting center. And I go to this meeting by myself and then they're going to fellowship afterwards. I'm like, fellowship? What is that? And I'm listening and they're talking about this big book and I have no idea what any of that means, but they go bowling, I think it was, after the meeting. And I go with them and I'm like, this is freaking cool. Like I'm having so much fun and I can make friends and I've always been like a very social person and I felt alive finally, you know? And so now I'm fellowship chair for Club 101, which is great because I get to plan the events every Friday. And it's just such a cool thing getting these newcomers to come out and they're like, I don't know, I'm going to go home. I have curfew. I'm like, give me the phone. Let's call your house manager.
Yeah.
You're coming out, And we'll go to IHOP or we'll go bowling. We just played pickleball last night. And it's just seeing the light turn on in these kids' eyes. Really, they're all just children. Really learning a new way of life. It's like the most rewarding thing for me, And I never thought when my brother was really down bad with drugs, I never thought that I would be in this community, And now I'm on weekly sober softball leagues, softball. We do tournaments all the time. It's just constant community, And at almost 30 years old,
You did it yourself that time. They'll put it on me.
It's just so fun, And but it's also very serious. Like this could be the last time you see this person.
Yeah.
You know? So we're going to really make the best of it. And it's just, it's what's kept me sober. It's what's kept me motivated. And in that process, by working these steps, getting a sponsor, getting sponsees, like it's also uncovered a whole nother level of who I am, you know? Really doing the work on myself, going to therapy. And today is just like, today is awesome. You know, they talk about it all the time in the rooms, but like, you could not trade the best day. What is it? The best day
during
high
your addiction
for the worst day
worst
sober.
day
There's
sober.
just no comparison.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, today's good.
You know, when I think about it, like especially in the end of my addiction, I don't really remember a lot of great days, right?
Yeah.
It was always stressful. It was always trying to figure shit out. It was always just trying to get by. And the first time that I actually had fun, like real fun again, was when I went to rehab, because I was able to just find myself and figure myself out again and realize like, oh, I don't need to do drugs to have a good time. I'm just
Yeah.
around a good group of people.
Yeah.
And we did the big book there, and they explained to us in Solstice how important it was to fellowship.
Yeah.
Like the Solstice community is really, all the worst boys, like they stick together, even if we weren't in the same class or anything with each other. I say class like we fucking,
Yeah.
like we're college grads.
Yeah. Kind of were though. I mean, you really are.
Graduating from
it's-
addiction. That's a big fucking deal.
It is.
And I remember the first couple of meetings that I went to when I went to fellowship with people. I was like, this is actually really cool. Like,
Yeah.
these are the type of people that I need to surround myself around as a new person. Because I knew that if I went back to the people that I was hanging out with, I still love them, but I
Yeah.
could not go back and hang out with the people that I used to hang out with, because it would have only been a matter of time before I was doing the same thing that I was doing.
Yeah.
And I think people that don't fellowship are really, really missing the boat, because it's so important to have that community. I
Yeah.
mean, that community keeps people sober every single day.
Yeah. And when
Just
you
having
when
that
you
community.
when you first get out, you're like, I can't hang. We're gonna have nothing in common.
Right.
He's a heroin addict with tattoos everywhere and piercings, and it's crazy. You put these people in a room. You know, there's the 6-year-old soccer coach dad, and you know, there's just all these different types of people, and then you're all playing pickleball together, and it's like we all felt this feeling of feeling alone and or suicidal or like, you know,
Or we
there's
had
just
trauma from our childhood,
trauma,
or
lots of trauma bonding.
a lot of women went through some assaults, and you know, men.
Yeah.
A lot of men went through molestation. I mean, there's a lot of shit that everybody went through. That's what I
Yeah.
always say. You never know what somebody really went through,
Yeah.
and you never know where somebody really is in life. So before you judge them like that's a heroin addict, why don't you try to find out why is that person relying on heroin before
Yeah.
you judge them, because you don't know their story.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, somebody just told me the other day, I thought this really stuck out to me. It was like, we live in this world with so many people, and like if I were to show up to a meeting and I have one thing in common with you, that's fucking wild when you think about it. Like we've all been on different paths in our life, and to have one thing in common with someone else or have one same belief, it's like, that's pretty cool when
Yeah.
you think about it, you know? And when you walk in those rooms, for me personally, I feel instantly at home. Like, these are my people, you know, because there's no judgment. And even if there is, like, you can't judge me, you know? And so for me, it's just like, I walk in those meetings and it's like it's a feeling of serenity that I didn't know existed,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, for me too. I mean, even
Yeah?
for me, yeah. Every time I go,
I love that.
I take away. I've said it a lot on here, but I have a lot of addict feelings and addict mentality.
Yeah.
I just never picked up the drugs or had the affinity to do them.
Yeah.
You know, it just that was never. I didn't like the way that made me feel,
Yeah.
but it didn't mean that I didn't feel a certain kind of way that all these other people in this room were feeling and ran to the drug to hide it, right? But yeah, that's I am of the belief that we have something in common with everybody in the world.
Yeah.
There's one thing. There's at least one thing. Like
Yeah.
you know, you can go to Israel and find someone and they're, hey, yeah, I like Michael Myers too. Like what? No shit. No shit. Me too. Yeah. Who would have thought? But yeah, those rooms are
It's a
super
special
cool.
feeling.
It's inspiring too.
Yeah.
It's inspiring. I mean, humbling is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So tell me about your brother. How's he doing?
Well, without getting into much, so he was sober for a long time. I don't know. At this point, I don't know if he still is.
Okay.
He's not in my life really anymore, but he was doing really well when I went to rehab. He was very supportive. But yeah, unfortunately now some stuff went down in my family and he's doing his own thing. I think he's doing well, but I don't know.
Hope he's doing well. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Well, I mean, you said you had like this moment with him where he kind of put you into rehab.
He was my closest person in my life. Just very, because I lost my dad at a young age and both my grandpas. So my older brother was very, very close to me and we were always super similar growing up. He struggled with drug addiction and I was always the younger sister. He's 7 years older than me. I was always he gave me my first bath. We just always had this very strong connection. We fought like hell. Police were called lots of times.
No shit.
Oh yeah. But he was my favorite person in the world. I looked up to him big time, but he unfortunately has some demons that he's dealing with and he had some big ones back in the day that it's not something that sometimes if someone's struggling, it's just not healthy to have them in your life. And I think right now we're just kind of on that path where we can't be in each other's lives right now.
Okay.
But at one point he was just incredible. When I was in treatment, I would call him. He was on my ROI and he was just super supportive. And I also have a sister who's wonderful. My mom, little brother. I have a lot of support, but there's something special about having a sibling that also struggles with addiction, where you just have this special bond,
Yeah. Yeah. I have my nephew. Whenever I was getting sober, I was trying to help him get sober, and it was a love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
It was fucking like, you've already seen me go through everything, and I'm trying to keep you from doing what I was doing, but people are going to make their own fucking decisions and go figure it out on their own. It's kind of like when your parents say, don't do this, you're going to go do it anyways, right?
Yeah.
Just to figure it out. And that was a relationship that I had to step away from for a while.
Yeah.
Because it was literally ruining my days, worrying about him.
Yeah.
And fucking be like, bro, like, I'm trying to give you the blueprint and you're not following it. Like, I have the way that helped me do the same things, but he just wouldn't do it. He's better now. But for like a year and a half, like, I had to just, he would call me at 3 a.m, be like, hey, there's 9 people in my attic right now.
Yeah.
Bring your gun. I'm like, you don't even have an attic. You live in a fucking apartment. Like, there's no attic there. But then when I went to his apartment, he had cut a hole in his ceiling to go in the attic because he really thought fucking people were up there. He called me one time and said Chief Keef was at his door trying to kill him for $15,000 that they put on his head. I'm like, bro, you don't even know Chief Keef. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Right? Like these, and it was insane. My brother was still paying for his cell phone bill. And one night you mentioned you called the cops on yourself because you thought someone broke into your phone. He called 911 15 times in one night.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they finally sent somebody out, one of the therapist cops, to go put him in a psych ward.
Yeah.
Like it was insane. But I literally had to walk away. Like the last time I went and helped him clean his apartment out, I went there and I had my daughter with me. And he's like, hey, make sure you don't touch nothing because I've been doing fentanyl and like if y'all get it on y'all could die. And I was like, why the fuck wouldn't you tell me that before I come over here to help you?
Yeah.
Like we're not even coming in your apartment. Matter of fact, we're leaving. But yeah, it was so frustrating to watch somebody that you love just continuously just do the shit. But he's better now. So hopefully he stays that way. I talked to him today and he still drinks a little bit and then smokes a little weed. And which, look, I'm a big believer that you got to find your own sober. Whatever your sober is your sober. If that means that you can still drink a little bit and you don't go ruin your life, not saying get behind a wheel and go fucking run into people, do whatever you got to do. If you smoke a little weed and it doesn't ruin your life, whatever. Me personally, I cannot do any drugs. I can't do drugs because I know where that will take me. And it won't even take long. It will go so fast.
Yeah.
And everything that I built up for this last 3.5 years will fall quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's pretty common.
And I will be in the gambling hall immediately.
Well, I want to talk about loss of people around you. Because this has happened with you pretty recently, a couple times.
3 times.
In a pretty short
Month
order. Yeah, pretty short fashion. And you brought it up, and I've brought it up on here before, but the loss of people in this arena is so common that I feel like you guys have a callous to it that is uncommon.
Yeah.
Because it happens so much that it you know, if I lose somebody close to me, it's going to be real bad for me emotionally.
Yeah.
And then when it happens to you guys, I know it's not any less bad, but it's the callous that's built up because of how often it happens.
Yeah.
Right? So how do you deal with that?
Well, it's weird because if for me, if we lose somebody to addiction, I feel like I build up this like readiness for that to happen with anybody. So if I find out it's from drugs, which it typically is, I'm sad, but it's like they're in a better place now, and it's just another death. Unfortunately, that's where I'm at with that. But if I find out they get into a car accident,
Yeah.
it's just like losing a friend or sibling that's not in recovery, which is weird. But I think it really comes down to understanding the severity of drugs and alcohol to know that your life can be taken at any point. And what I do every single time I go somewhere and I'm with my friends is I really say a prayer before going into it because I want to make sure that I make the most of this moment. So I just am preparing myself because I know that it could happen at any point. Now, granted, I haven't lost a very, very close friend in recovery yet. Hopefully never. But like someone that I hung out with on a regular basis or called. So I can't speak on that. I know you can. But there's been people where I'm like, wow, you spent the last 3 weeks coming to our meetings and fellowship and it's devastating, but you do build up this tolerance where you're just like kind of numb to it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that I don't think I've said this on here. It's something that I don't think I ever want to get numb to.
Yeah.
You know, I don't ever want that to happen for myself personally. And there's so many people who've sat in that chair where you're at right now that it's not like they're whatever, but the expectation that it's just going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't know who it's going to happen to.
Yeah.
And not being okay with it, but being okay with it.
Yeah.
It's the wildest thing to me because, I mean, if I lose somebody even moderately close to me, I'm going to be devastated and it's going to show. And you're going to know that, but with you guys, it just seems like, and you go to therapy and I know that there's a lot of things that can be done to deal with that, but
it's weird though, because like I just recently last September, I lost my grandma and it was devastating. I lost a good friend of mine to, he struggled with cystic fibrosis and I lost him last year and it was devastating for both of those, you know, and I was a mess. But when I lose somebody in recovery, it's just like, it's just kind of what you're expecting. It's different. It's weird how you can differentiate the two, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I like what you I've never looked at it like they're in a better place. And I think that's a good way to look at it, because some of the people that we lose in recovery have been sober, relapsed, sober, relapsed, sober. Like they just couldn't get past the disease.
Yeah.
They just couldn't. They couldn't move to the next. They could do it for a few months, and then fall back. Do it for
Yeah.
a few months, and they fall back. And unfortunately, especially with fentanyl, there's not many fallbacks anymore. You know,
Yeah.
and people that are in recovery for 4 and 5 and 6 months, and then when they relapse, like if I relapse on meth, I know 99.9% of the time I'm not going to die, even if I went back and did the same amount that I've done 4 years ago. But with fentanyl
And heroin.
you go back and you think that you have that same tolerance,
Yeah.
and you don't. And that's unfortunately where we lose a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's not that we lose people, people that are in the addiction. You don't really hear a lot of them that go when they're 2 and 3 and 4 years in addiction. It's the ones that are recovered for a little bit and then relapse, and that relapse was their last relapse.
Yeah, one jumps out is Danny Carr, his buddy who passed
Yeah.
away, and he was in recovery. One of our guests and his friend were in recovery. Friend back in Philly, and he called him. And he
Jersey.
Sorry, yeah, Jersey. You know, same place.
Somewhere up fucking north.
Somewhere over there. Yeah. He had called him and just said, "Hey man, I'm about to relapse." And he was just like, "I mean, why?" And he was just like, "I'm just going to, but don't worry, I'm only doing crack." And 2 hours later he was dead.
Damn.
And it was, I mean, just how fragile it is for the relapse
Yeah.
for you guys is.
It sucks. It still hits me. The ones that I am more sad for is the family.
Yeah.
Because the family, they're the ones that are going to ask all the questions. What if? What more could we have done? This and that. And really, there's not anything you can do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Like, unless you chain them to a fucking chair and don't let them out of your sight. We're grown adults. We're going to do what we do.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's not going to, it doesn't make families feel any better hearing that.
Yeah.
But I still, especially when I show up to the funeral, that's where it really fucks with me.
Yeah.
Because then I know they're gone.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get used to going to someone's funeral.
Yeah. The funerals are really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funerals for me are just like, it brings back every dead person in your life for me. Even if I don't even know the person that died at the funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you just said that you lost your dad.
Yeah.
I mean, you're 30, so it's early, but you lost him pretty early. You think that had anything to do with maybe helping you callous to?
So I lost my stepdad when I was 13, and then I lost my dad when I was 18.
Damn.
And then I lost my grandpa 2 years later, my other grandpa 2 years later. I had a cousin overdose, I think the year after that. Then I had my closest guy cousin die right after that. So back to back to back to back to back, men dying. And when I was in college, a lot of those deaths happened. And so I was distracted by college. I was distracted by looking for a job, making sure my grade, And then suddenly I get out of college and all that stuff hits me,
Yeah.
And then I lose my cousin Michael, who was the closest guy in my life. And that's really when my addiction just took off. I was a mess. And I think that specific death is really like the last one for me that like broke me.
Yeah.
And I think all of those deaths probably in hindsight have made me like this. But I can't say that as you lose more people, it gets easier.
Yeah.
I just can say that in recovery, it's kind of expected. Whereas anybody else, for me personally, especially all these men, you're living in this world of like, what guy's going to die next in my life, So, yeah.
Hopefully not me.
Hopefully not you.
Was John Bryant he said it to me when we first started doing this podcast. He was like, dude, you're taking off into an area. It's a pretty wild one. And he's like, he told me this, and he told it to me with all sincerity, but he was like, get a suit.
Yeah.
He's like, you need to buy a suit, man. It's something that you're probably going to have to get used to, which sucks.
Yeah.
But, in the end, it's all worth it. I think that's just part of the arc of the story, right?
Yeah.
So talk to me about what life looks like for you now. I know we talked about the Glum Lot and you doing all this amazing stuff, but what do you do for a living? I've never even asked you that. I don't even fucking know what you do.
Very smart.
Yeah.
I don't
Knows
work.
how to
What are
do
you talking
Excel.
Excel
So,
spreadsheets.
So
It
I've
always
been
amazes me when people know how to fucking do that.
Yeah.
Like the guy at work.
Yeah.
I won't say his name.
Yeah, it's like magic.
Fucking.
It's like fucking magic,
bro,
dude. He's
not
like,
that
he's like
takes
parentheses
10
sum
minutes,
plus that, and now
he
you got all
can
this
put
shit. I'm
together
like,
everybody's commission for the month, and there's like 200 people. And I'm like, how the fuck can you do that,
dude?
And it's spot
watching
on.
it live though, dude. I swear to God, it's like it must
It's
have
like
been
watching Einstein.
It must have been like back in the like Salem witch trials, where like that's a witch.
Yeah,
That's a fucking witch. Like,
something wrong with that.
It's
guy.
so fucking wild.
It's like he tried to call and explain it to me. I was like, bro, look.
Yeah.
If you use more than 7 letters in a word, I'm fucking. What y'all just said a word a second ago, and I looked over here and said, "What the fuck word is that?" I don't know what it was, but it was a word.
I don't think we said
It
anything
was
that
only
wild.
like 9 letters. I counted it, but it was too much for me. But 7 letters, I'm out. I'm out. 7 letters or more. Destiny makes fun of me because she's like, bro. I was like, bro, you just used 8 letters on me. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't fucking question my intelligence. But yeah.
So
So I went to school for advertising.
Okay.
And I work in advertising currently.
all right.
In September, I'll have 6 years at my company. It's a advertising agency, and I work from home. So I have a really, really great job. I do a lot of like the back end ad trafficking for a couple different clients, and so I work from home, and I have the ability to have as much freedom as I want, pretty much. And that's how I'm able to do all these other things on the side. So
Play about the pool a lot.
yeah, I'll work from the pool. I'll work from my balcony.
Sounds like
I'm very,
we
very grateful.
had somebody who could help 2 Addicts and a Moron maybe on the back end of stuff.
I mean,
Never fucking offered one time. Like, oh,
Yeah.
you guys struggle with this because you're stupid. I can help. I've never
Maybe
heard
she
that
thought we were
once
gonna
come
bring
from
her
you.
down to our level.
yeah. We're like telling her, we're like, yeah, we're like struggling with stuff, and she's like,
Sucks.
I mean, yeah. Yeah,
Sucks
she's
to
like,
be
yeah,
y'all.
go fuck yourself. Hey, by the way, come to the pickleball thing.
And sponsor it.
well, my company's so big that, I can't help you with the company. They're just like my client that I work on is Ram.
Okay.
And we have Coca-Cola and Disney, like huge clients.
Are you saying 2 Addicts and a Moron isn't
too
as big
small
as I was
for you?
saying? Is that what
I
you're
mean-
saying
We're
right
not
now?
that big of a deal.
Or we're not that big of a deal? Is that what you're fucking saying right now?
I mean, maybe after this episode you will be. I'm just kidding.
Wow, I know someone who would absolutely said that
I know.
right there.
Shout out Jake Klein.
I love him.
I love
yeah, I
Jake
love
Klein
him
too.
to death, man. Well, you got a crazy story. What
I
did
got
you
one
have?
question.
Okay.
You haven't talked about your dog.
You know what? I knew you were going to ask
Oh
me that.
yeah, we do have to talk about
Because he
your
has
dog.
his own Facebook fucking page.
And Instagram,
Yeah.
Benstagram,
Instagram.
hashtag Benstagram.
Yeah.
So I have a dog. I did talk about him once. I said I went to rehab with him.
Yeah, you
We're
well,
right,
Okay,
but-
so you barely mentioned him.
but this
You didn't
is
say
like-
his name.
So Benson is 9. I've had him since he was 8 weeks. He came to rehab with me. He goes everywhere with me. We have dog birthday parties every year. He's on my Christmas card.
He actually is on
every
the
year.
Christmas card. I
Yeah.
got it with.
No,
both of you.
I saw it.
He's just he's a goofy German Shepherd mix, and he's amazing. And I have 2 cats. They're all 3 best friends, Lucy and Tank. And yeah, he's just amazing. Everybody that knows me knows that I like to play sports, and I probably have my dog with me.
Yeah.
And yeah, that boy is my
Do
whole
you think
world.
he helped you through your addiction and recovery?
Oh, for sure. 100%. I remember saying to myself like if it weren't for my niece and nephew and my dog, I wouldn't want to be alive multiple times, you know? But also I was nervous about bringing him to rehab because I'm like, what if he like distracts me while I'm trying to get the most out of this experience? And when I tell you that these people that were having such a hard day in rehab and just feeling down, and Benson would go up to them and just kiss them and lay with them, and you could just see the light turn on in their eyes. It was just Benson saved a lot of people in rehab. So yes, he helped me with my recovery. And then on the other side of that, I remember one year on his birthday, I used to take him, every year I'll take him to like Petco and Target and get the pup cup, all the things. And one year I sat in the parking lot and just bawled because I felt so bad for the last couple of years. Just, you know, it would take me an hour sometimes to take him out to go to the bathroom because I'd be so on my phone.
Of course.
And I'm trying to put my coat on for an hour because I'm like, you know, and this poor dog, I'm just neglecting him. You know, he always had his food and everything, but I gave him no attention. And so I remember that year just on his birthday, just bawling in the parking lot. My mom's like, what are you doing for his birthday? And I'm telling her all these things I'm going to do. And I'm just lying. I'm sitting in the parking lot bawling. So the reason I felt so inclined to bring him to rehab was because I felt so bad. And I was like, I'm not doing anything without him again. You know, so being in there, knowing I had him, and then seeing what he was able to do for the other people, it was just, he's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Shout
awesome.
out Benson.
Shout out Benson. Benson the dog. And my dog has his own Instagram and Facebook too.
Really?
Yeah.
Why don't they follow each other?
They should.
What the? Well, all
What
y'all
is-
have to do is get on y'all's phones and follow each other
Yeah.
right now because it's not like your fucking dogs are doing it.
Listen, relax.
My daughter
That's
set it
the
all up.
fucking-
I didn't do it. My daughter set it all up.
my goodness.
And she didn't tell me that she did. And one time, like, I saw my dog come up, Bucky. I was like, what the fuck is going on right now?
No, the best is
Like-
when I have other friends with dogs. Like my friend DM, he has this cat, and he was messaging me like he was the cat.
Yeah.
Messaging Benson on Instagram.
I remember I was scrolling through one day and I came across Benson and I text you. I think I called you and I said, does Benson have a fucking Facebook? And you said, yes. And he has Instagram too. Make sure you follow him. I'm like, this is the fucking dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. But whatever.
No,
He's got more fans than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's widely known. I bring him to meetings with me.
Yeah.
And he'll sit on my lap, and everyone knows Benson.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Well, to all you recovering addicts out there, get a dog.
Yeah, get a dog.
Yeah.
Bring it to rehab with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bring it
Recovery
everywhere.
Unplugged.
Yeah.
You know
Recovery
that-
Unplugged.
That place is, there's a lot of people that have went there. That place is very well known over here. I've
Yeah.
never went there, but a lot of people go there, especially like if you're a musician. A lot of musicians go there.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's a music-based program.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got another one in the books. What do you guys think? What do you think?
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I see all these names on the wall, and I'm like, so many of my Black Rob.
Yeah.
I love him so much.
Black Rob.
Travis Sleeper,
Yep.
my favorite guy in the world.
Yeah. Travis is so cool.
And, you know, Josh and Tamara, they were both on here.
Yeah.
Love both of them. You know, so
It's
you guys
crazy
have had
when-
Allie. I already mentioned Allie, but so it's just cool to be here and see this in real time. And
Sober Bridge just started her own podcast.
oh yeah, we have the same sponsor now. I just found out.
I'll be on
I
there
haven't met her
Tuesday
yet.
at 7:30. I'm
I
going
need
on
to
her
meet her.
podcast.
Well, it's amazing how this thing kind of just grew legs and took off.
Yeah.
And it just kind of grew legs and took off through, I mean, in my opinion, through the people on the wall that have signed the wall, you know. It's for the people, by the people
Yeah,
who are living it,
yeah, yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you guys. This is, you know, this is just amazing. And every time I watch any of your guys' episode, this is just getting filled up. And I remember in the very beginning, you know,
Yeah.
Allie was the first girl, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just cool to see.
Yeah, that was a big deal. Like
It's amazing somebody like Allie, like when you really work a program and you really get involved, how many females know who Allie Fleming is?
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
not Fleming anymore.
yes.
Hogan.
But who Allie is. It's insane.
Allie when I was in rehab, I was trying to find a sponsor. And so I asked one of my techs, do you know any women who would sponsor me? You know, I just learned what a sponsor was. And so he reached out to somebody who I then later found out was Tamara. He reached out to. He reaches out to someone, and she reaches out to somebody and says, hey, do you know anybody who would sponsor a gambler? And I never heard anything of it. And then come a couple weeks later, Allie, Connor, her husband, and her mom are doing an H&I at my treatment center, and I just fell in love with Allie. Allie, blonde hair, brown eyebrows, just like me.
Yeah.
Her mom was there who had the same story as me. She started out, but it was flipped. Her mom started out on pills and went to coke. I was the opposite. And then Connor looked exactly like my dad did when he was younger. So all three people at this H&I was like, this is so weird. Like all three of them I'm connected with somehow. So I asked Allie to be my sponsor, and she's like, you know, actually, somebody reached out to me a couple weeks ago asking if I knew somebody who would sponsor a gambler. And I put two and two together, and that girl that Tam reached out to was Allie.
Yeah.
And it was just like a really cool God moment for me. And I was like, you're meant to be my sponsor.
You need to be my
Yeah,
sponsor.
and we need to get Connor in here.
Yeah, Connor's.
Alicia
I've heard
been
that as a
telling
cool
me that
story.
for a minute.
I love
Alicia
Connor
said his
too.
story's pretty.
Well, it was like a ongoing joke in the podcast with Ali. Like I came in and I was like, Connor's such a beautiful man. Like I just kept talking about it. I was like, you have abs, and we were taking pictures. I was like, dude. And he's like, dude, stop. Like he's already, getting all embarrassed and shit. So when we met up at the pickleball tournament, me and him sat down and like dorked out over sports mainly. But he was talking about the podcast and that day, and I was like, dude, you need to come on. We need to get in touch with him.
Yeah, he's cool. He's awesome. There's so many guys that look up to Connor.
Yeah.
Just like there's so many women that look up to Allie.
Yeah.
It's like a mom and dad. I just love them.
I remember the first time I met Connor. I knew Allie really well.
Yeah.
I didn't know who Connor was, and we were at Hamilton Pools.
Oh, the shirt
We're
off.
at Hamilton Pools, and I've
Yeah.
been working out. I feel good about myself, and this motherfucker walks in with an 8-pack.
Yeah, with washboard
And I'm
abs
like-
and shit.
So the going joke was me and Destiny were like, fuck you, Connor, put your shirt on, right? My daughter even knows who Connor is, but she can't say the fuck you part. She's like, just put your shirt on, Connor. So when we were going to your pickleball tournament, we literally, me and Destiny's driving, and we passed the road right before you turn in, and Connor's sitting at the red light in his Jeep,
Yeah.
and we passed him, and me and Destiny looked at each other at the same time. I said, was that fucking Connor? And at the same time, we said, put your fucking shirt on, Connor. Yeah, that's just an ongoing shit. He'll always, anytime I see him, it's always going to be put your fucking shirt on.
Yeah.
A super cool dude, but you're right. A lot of people do look up to him too. That's like the perfect AA couple,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
That's a perfect recovery couple.
Power couple.
Yeah, power couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's get you out of here. What do you say?
Right.
You
Yeah.
get you on with your day. You probably have a million lives to save or an event
Benson,
to
you should have brought him.
plan. Or you should have brought him in here.
You
dude.
know, I thought about it, but he would literally be jumping up here trying to sit up here the whole
That's
time.
fine.
Be perfect. Yeah.
We could have got his fans too.
We'll do a whole episode devoted to Benson next time, and it'll just be him.
Well, yeah. Just know, not you. Just him right there with the microphone. So Benson, he just. Yeah.
No, he does the head tilt.
So, yeah, you're coming back for sure. I
Yeah,
mean,
I'd
I
love
think
to.
this will be kind of like a reoccurring thing now that you've got through the first one.
Yeah, no,
And,
I'd love to.
and yeah, I mean, you're going to have plenty of stuff to promote. It sounds like,
Yeah,
down
West
the
ATX
road.
on the 26th. Come on out.
yeah. What time? What?
July 26th. We're going to Quest ATX, that big water park thing,
Okay.
and I'll share with you guys the link to sign up and reserve spots.
Yeah. We could probably put the link on.
We'll put it on our.
Yeah. Send it to us. And Joe, can you do your Joe thing? And
Yeah.
make,
Set it up.
make it go like right here, right now. Like right when I do that, like, can it? Yeah, I'm gonna fucking. I want to do it. Okay,
Yeah.
Sounds like you're pulling a dude's dick out your mouth.
I know what that sounds like.
I know. That's what I know what it sounds like. I was a drug addict. Just kidding. I never did that.
Yeah, never,
Free.
never for free.
Oh man.
All right, well, got another one in the bag. Alicia, thank you so much for coming
Yeah,
in.
thank you guys for
Finally,
having me.
You got to sign the wall. Where do they find you? You got
Yeah.
Instagram?
talk about where.
I
How
don't
do
really
people
do much
reach out?
social media, but Yeah,
Like if
Alicia.
there's a girl out there really struggling, how does she find you?
You can look me up on Facebook, Alicia, Alicia, LePage, Lepage, or Instagram at, I think that's what it is on Instagram, Alicia like Moesha.
That's not for men. You got to go through me first. I'll screen it, and then I'll decide whether
You're acceptable.
Yeah, or you can
acceptable.
message Benson's Instagram at Benstagram.
He responds more than Alicia does. Just so you know.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Two Addicts
Get
and a
some pictures. You got
Moron.
to sign the wall somewhere.
Yeah, I got you.
We're out of this motherfucker.
See you guys.